The Pope's Exorcist is a 2023 American supernatural horror film directed by Julius Avery from a screenplay by Michael Petroni and Evan Spiliotopoulos, based on the 1990 book An Exorcist Tells. The movie begins on June 4, 1987, in the Italian city of Tropea. Father Gabriel Amorth, the head exorcist for the Vatican, is summoned to a residence where he is informed that the boy's acts unmistakably demonstrate that he is under the devil's control. A boy who has been possessed claims to the father that he is the devil and that the errant God Father doesn't frighten him. Father asks him for his name and asks him why he picked out this boy if he is the devil. A pig is brought there only after the devil claims that he can possess anyone. Father warns the devil that even though he claims to be able to control this pig, he cannot be believed. As soon as the pig is in the devil's possession, it is shot, and Father then soothes the youngster once the devil has left. Father Gabriel is later called before the church council to answer questions concerning the unapproved exorcism he performed. They are alluding to the exorcism Father did at the beginning of the film. It wasn't an exorcism, according to Father Gabriel. The boy, according to him, had a mental ailment. Only a small percentage of cases, according to Father and the council, involve actual demonic possession. Father Gabriel becomes irate and requests permission to resign from his position. He charges them with attempting to exterminate all exorcists. A father mentions a girl who passed away while in Gabriel's custody. He becomes further angrier as a result. He storms out of the tribunal in rage. With her children Amy and Henry, American Julia is making their way to Spain. Her son Henry escaped the vehicle accident that killed her husband a year ago, but he turned silent. Since Julia is jobless, she intends to renovate and sell the house that belonged to her late husband. They must remain there for some time. Amy dislikes being there. Father Esquibel, the housekeeper, introduces himself to Julia. One of the employees who are rebuilding Julia's home notices the identical symbol on the wall. When they study the wall more closely and ignite a fire to look within it, an abrupt burst occurs because sulfur gas is present. Following the incident, the employees are refusing to work. Henry starts acting strangely and even starts to speak, but his voice sounds like it belongs to a monster. Additionally, Henry cuts his face. It turns out that the worker who started the fire unleashed a deadly demon, which has now seized possession of Henry. Julia brings him to the hospital, where the medical staff advises him to consult a mental health professional owing to the shock of his father's passing. Julia receives an injection from the doctor to apply if Henry loses control. She turns to Father Esquibel for assistance instead because she doesn't believe the doctor. Father Esquibel is thrown out of the chamber as soon as the devil inside Henry enters the space to confront Henry. In the following scene, Father Gabriel talks with the Pope, who gives him the go-ahead to visit Spain to assist a struggling family. He cautions Gabriel to continue with caution and informs him that there is a terrible demon inside a child. Father Gabriel visits Julia's home and discovers Henry's stuff there. Hearing that the devil has caused problems for the church surprises him. When Father Gabriel confronts Henry, the devil inside of him starts to laugh and mock him. The demon also claims that he summoned him there. Father Gabriel demonstrates a mark to Henry and reveals demonic eyes inside of him. Father begs the devil for its name, but it won't tell him. It would be simpler to execute exorcisms and magic if they know the name of the demon. Henry's inner devil calls Father weak and criticizes him. The insult doesn't upset Gabriel, who served in the army but was not in combat. Gabriel then notices Henry spitting out a dead bird, which worries her. He warns Esquibel and Julia that exorcising Henry's possession by a dangerous and potent demon will not be simple. Henry's life might be in jeopardy if they do nothing soon, cautions Gabriel. He reveals that the demon, whose motivations are unknown, exploited Henry's shock and sadness over his father's passing. However, the devil keeps up its malevolent behavior by terrifying Amy over the phone with the voice of her departed father, who claims that they are all about to die. Esquibel is informed by Gabriel that the demon is extremely dangerous and that to exorcise it, they must ascertain its name. Gabriel responds to Esquibel's query about how they managed to do so by praying nonstop. If their crimes are not forgiven, the demon can perceive them. Esquibel is forced to confess his transgression by Gabriel so that the demon won't use it against him. Gabriel tells him to pray, not interact with demons, and not react to them. The devil exposes their crimes to them during the exorcism. Gabriel is informed by the devil that Esquibel is still in love with Adela despite being a priest and that Gabriel let Rosaria die. Esquibel becomes enraged and begins to choke Henry. While managing him, Gabriel takes a short break from exorcism. Demon warns Gabriel that his heavenly church will collapse from the inside because he accepted the trap. Esquibel admits his mistake, claiming that Adela asked him to quit his job as a priest so that he could be with her, but he has no plans to do so. He still yearns for her. Gabriel is asked by Esquibel who Rosaria is. Gabriel claims that Rosaria was a young woman who needed his assistance. He claims that in 1942, he served as a soldier in World War II. He lived while his fellow troops perished. After receiving a message from God, he decided to become a priest. He was presented with Rosaria's case, but she wasn't possessed, rather, she was mentally unstable. He, therefore, delegated this matter to someone else. She caused everything to alter. The allegations of sexual abuse spread after her passing. When she most needed his assistance, he did not provide it. According to Gabriel, the devil can detect their remorse and utilizes it as a distraction against them. He claims that they must learn the demon's name. When Esquibel comes to check on Henry, he uses his teeth to rip off his ear. He also assaults Julia and Amy, but both fathers work together to safeguard them. Amy and Julia are immediately dispatched to the chapel. Gabriel then discovers a well in the garden with the Vatican seal engraved on it. He takes it out, and within are numerous skulls. There, they discover the emblem of the Spanish Inquisition. They then proceed to the cellar where they discover the identical hole in the wall. Gabriel destroys the wall that conceals a door bearing the Vatican seal. After breaking in, they discover catacombs. One of the numerous skeletal remains is within the cage. The dead bodies appear to have been left in these catacombs. The Cardinal Protector's skeleton is contained within the cages. The cage, according to Gabriel, is there to keep him secure. When an exorcism fails to keep the devil at bay, they take this action. The Cardinal Protector's skeleton contains the key to a locked door that they later discover. He is taken outside by Gabriel after the door is unlocked. After a short distance of traveling, they come across the skeleton of the greatest exorcist in history as the sulfurous odor intensifies. They learn from his journal that exorcisms were carried out here in 1475. The powerful demon that can possess numerous people then took control of a monk. Because the demon is the landowner of San Sebastian Abbey, the exorcist gets possessed himself. 200 rogue angels, according to Gabriel, are buried beneath the earth. One such site that God has abandoned is Abbey. To build an army and destroy the church, this demon is seeking them out. He then learns that in 1475, one of the most famous exorcists became possessed when an exorcism failed once more. This exorcist was the one who persuaded Queen Isabella to support the Spanish Inquisition. It implies that all that occurred after his possession in 1475 was the result of the devil's activity. This exorcist initiated centuries of persecution, torture, and the greatest inquisitional crimes, all carried out by the devil in the name of God. It took a while before the Vatican learned of this. The truth was buried here by the Church, which hushed it up. The devil must have been liberated by the construction work. Because Gabriel is an exorcist, the demon is drawn to him for this reason. Gabriel is sought after by the demon for him to once more enter the church and carry out evil deeds throughout the world. Henry's possession is a means, but Gabriel is the true goal. The king of Hellos Marius is the name they discover for the demon. When they learn about this, the devil begins to become a little preoccupied. The Pope also hears about this in the meanwhile. His health starts getting worse after reading a letter that was penned centuries ago. The demon appears to both fathers as they start their exorcism, but this time both can endure an image of their crimes. With their prayers, the devil begins to dwindle, and then Henry plays along. He strikes Julia while Amy is under his control, knocks Gabriel to the ground, and is going to hang Esquibel to death. Demon requests Gabriel's submission. He won't spare their lives before that. Gabriel gives up after seeing everyone perish. While he is possessed, everyone else is unharmed. Esquibel requests the Vasquez family to leave. Gabriel is aware that the demon intends to use him as a portal into the Vatican. He'll penetrate the church, and we have no idea how many lives he'll claim in the process. He wants to hang himself because of this, but Asmodeus prevents him from doing so. To burn himself, Gabriel travels to the tombs while vomiting blood. Although he sees Mother Mary, this is also a demon deception. She assaults him right away after changing into Rosaria. Esquibel also arrives there to find him. He raises the cross and says the Latin rosary. The possessed Gabriel is seated in the friar's chair. Esquibel is attacked by Adela, but he avoids her with the cross. Gabriel obstructs Rosaria's vision as well. As they start their final prayers, Asmodeus starts to burn. They next pay a visit to the Pope, who now appears to be recovering. Pope expresses gratitude for their selfless work. He introduces Bishop Lumumba, who will oversee the remaining activities. Lumumba claims to be currently deciphering the friar's discovered notebook. The Vasquez family sold the abbey to the Vatican, Although Asmodeus has been vanquished, there are still many to be found. There, the movie finishes. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so you can stay updated with our daily movie recaps.